Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. Today is May 8th, 2014. Today's Thursday, and the markets are picking up like we mentioned. Let's look at the economic calendar for today. We started out with the Aussie unemployment and change and rate this morning. We'll look at the graph and see how it affected the Aussie. But later today, if you haven't started trading yet, we have a big rate decision coming out of the Bank of England, which is a major number. And to add into the pot, at 2:45, we have a ECB rate decision. That's the European Central Bank. That should affect the euro quite nicely. And then later today, the weekly number of the initial jobless claims coming out of the U.S. And then at 3:30, the European Central Bank is going to hold a press conference, going to probably discuss their monetary policy and the rate decision and how they see the markets moving forward. And furthermore, to add to the pot, at 4:30, Federal Chairman Yellen will be speaking. She normally has a Senate hearing that she discusses their monetary policy. So a lot of anticipated action for today, not even a question. The market should really, we should really see some volatility and some rotation in some of the currencies. So let's just jump into the Euro USD. Yesterday was a little bit of a, it's actually 2 days ago, but yesterday was really a non-factor. We didn't really trade much yesterday. We were trading in about a 40 pip range. We topped out over here at 139 on the upper range. And remember, we've been discussing this upper range for quite a while. So it's a 139.40-ish, 139.60. And, you know, it's hit it a few times. Could have been another point for it to break, okay? But ultimately, it didn't break and didn't go up on the upside. So keep an eye on whether or not this will have continued strength and maybe break out, maybe looking above the 139. Like I said, we did see some strength over here by making this higher low, okay, which was a previous resistance right here, and then this support about this 138.60 area. And since then, we've taken up. We're in a little bit of a rally here, making higher lows, and it looks like it wants to go higher, honestly. We've challenged this area again on the support side. So, you know, look for opportunities maybe to anticipate an upward movement in this specific currency. But like I said, I do anticipate it to go up. So if you get a good price when it retraces a little bit, make sure to buy it. Looking forward into the GBP USD. Okay, the GBP USD, again, it broke this higher range about 169.62. I believe our high over here is about 170.04. Okay, so we have a little bit further to go, but again, we're at a major threshold here. We've tested it once before in 2009. We didn't really come close to it in 2010, but we are revisiting it right here. We see this nice momentum actually since the beginning of the year, okay, all the way through. I would say at 170 there is somewhat of a resistance, okay, so if we do break up 170, definitely we break 170.20, or maybe we can anticipate a 170.50 move. So definitely keep an eye on it with the major news coming out on the GBP today. Definitely should be a major factor in whether or not this will actually break out. So again, the GBP and the GBP Japanese yen, okay, also trading really nicely since the beginning of the year, really taking this nice rally up of some something like 30 pips, 300 pips, excuse me, from all the way back from September 12th. So it's been making these nice rallies all the way through, okay, and right now we've found ourselves in this little wedge position. We've had this, we've challenged this upper range for now 3 times, okay, and this is the 3rd time. So let's see if we could actually break up on the high side and get to somewhere where, you know, it could go to 176-ish, not even a question, if it does break this higher range. Just looking at a monthly chart to get an idea of how far this thing came down, it's retraced a lot. So it still has some momentum on the way up. Could clearly go up to 180, challenge 180. If we do break higher than 174.5, 174.80, if we do break this higher, and it looks like it wants to break it higher, honestly. We're challenging it now for a 3rd time, but let's see. Keep it on the radar. Should definitely be a big trade today with the rate decision coming out of Great Britain. Early this morning, we saw this big rally from the Aussie dollar. If we look at a longer time frame, we saw it consolidate here. Okay, just previously we saw this previous high. We're looking for a higher high on the Aussie versus the dollar, as it's gotten much stronger versus the dollar. And now we're on the upper range. So yes, does it still have a room to go? Yes, absolutely. So consider buying the retracements of the Aussie USD. Some major good moves there. Looking into the gold. Okay, if we look at a 4-hour chart, you see we tried to break this 1314, and then we just broke apart. We didn't find any sort of consistency, and there was a previous resistance to it, and later a support, and now another resistance to it. We had mentioned that, you know, this looked like almost like a head and shoulders pattern, you know, and now it's just been retracing between 1280 and 1315. And now if you're playing these moves well, you could really be making a decent return. I was lucky enough to trade this this break right here. Jumped in at 1306, anticipated it, and then took this nice retracement. So at these levels, really, let's see if we're able to trade it at the bottom level. Okay, just keep in mind that if you do pick it up and buy it down here, that you do have a little bit of a space until the next support, which is about 1281, 1279-ish area. So, you know, it is definitely still trading. A lot of news coming out of the Ukraine, and it's trading in tandem with the Dow Jones. Moving to the Dow Jones, what did we say yesterday? Every time they take it down, they pull it right back up. Dow Jones up 119 points yesterday with necessarily positive news in the markets. Some major companies missed their earnings, but the market shrugged it off, and someone knows something about something, and they decided to rally the market yesterday despite the negative news. So basically it's telling you that there's some serious strength in the Dow Jones, some consistency in the buying, and some major strength. So for today, like I said, keep an eye out on, let's break this handle, I'll finally break this 16,600 area. Keep an eye on the GBP, the Euro USD, because of all this news that's coming out of Europe, the US, and Great Britain. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. This is Fred Razak at CM Trading.